months of intermittent protest, the indigenous people of Abuja are still expecting answers and responses from the federal government and the army. This episode of Community Forum is dedicated to the travails and challenges the people are facing in their various communities. Welcome to the program. I am Sarah Ayeku. So, we're going to tell you a story that began as far back as the 1970s, when the military government of General Murtala Mohammed set up a committee whose aim was to find out how to move Nigeria's capital away from Lagos State to another location. But this move was not to happen until years later. Lagos was Nigeria's capital from the period of amalgamation in January 1914. But because it was becoming congested, a new capital was carved out, right in the heart of the country on a space of about 8,000 square kilometers, bordered by Kaduna State to the northeast, Niger State to the west, Nasarawa State to the east, and Kogi State to the southwest. Decree 6 of 1976 gave the federal government rights over the territory. The journey, which began in 1976, a quest to find the land in the center of the country, materialized, and in December 1991, Abuja officially became Nigeria's capital. Swaths of land were cleared to make way for Nigeria's new seat of power, housing the presidential complex, the National Assembly, the Supreme Court, and many notable establishments and agencies. Nigeria's elite flocked to the city, leading to the development of many satellite towns. The 1979 Abuja Master Plan called for Abuja to be developed in 5 phases, and this is gradually taking place, making it one of the very few planned capital cities in the world. The Federal Capital Territory is divided into 6 area councils: Abaji Area Council, Abuja Municipal Area Council, Buhari Area Council, Gwagwalada Area Council, Kuje and Kwali Area Councils. Away from the pomp and pageantry that greeted this great move came a cost too heavy to bear for Abuja's original inhabitants. With development comes pain, but this is one pain that has lingered too long for the indigenous people of Abuja. Surrounded by milk and honey, yet they taste no sweetness. Decades upon decades, protests upon protests, but it seems there is no end in sight to the plight of many of the original inhabitants of Abuja, many of whom have been evicted from where they used to call home. There are 9 ethnic groups who lay claim to Abuja as their ancestral land, and they are not happy over what they call marginalization.
We have been put in a state of statelessness, and we have been placed in a condition where you just definitely cannot find the correct word to describe us. The natives, original inhabitants of FCT, are these people that before the creation of FCT in 1976 have been in existence and have been living in these communities. We have more than 888 communities in FCT. These are indigenous communities, people that have been here more than 5-6 decades, centuries. You know, we have community here that have existed for more than 500 years. The natives, the original inhabitants, are these people that have been here before the creation of FCT. When Abuja panel came in 1975, go and get where will be suitable for the capital city of Nigeria. They went to Kaduna, Niger, and some places. And they came out with a report to say, this parcel of land, 8,000 kilometers square, will be the place that will be carved suitable for the federal capital city. When they came, they met communities. There were existing communities with their existing names. Garki, for instance, is a name of a community before the coming of FCT. Kuje is a community before the coming of FCT. Baduma, Gaube, Ashara, Abaji. These are native names of this existing community. So Federal Capital came to be. But I put it to you that we are a series of challenges facing the indigenous people of FCT.
The gleams of sunshine beaming across Abuja. The indigenous people of Abuja are holding on to the sunshine without letting the shadows of yesterday spoil the hope of today. They needed to soothe the long and weary night away. But what happens when rising above the storm still doesn't bring the light your way? The weather is serene, the paved road smooth and rushing winds to calm our nerves. We're on our way to the Abuja Municipal Council to see one of the communities living in the shadows of the FCT. Ido Sarki community is our destination. It borders the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport and the main campus of the University of Abuja. The weather is just perfect, so is the smooth express road leading into other areas of the Federal Capital Territory. But the story changes as we approached the community under the Gui ward of the Abuja Municipal Area Council. Alas, Ido Sarki's proximity to the seat of power has offered no benefits to its teeming population who feel that they deserve better. The community is devoid of the shine that greets new visitors to Abuja. Here, there are no smooth roads. There is no structural plan. Houses are clustered, and there are no basic amenities. Indeed, signposts like this one here dot several acres of land along the expressway, leaving occupants of the land in constant fear and uncertainty of what may happen. Land has been allocated to the army, and the people of Ido face ejection from their ancestral homes. They are living each day as it comes, not knowing when they will be sent out. As per traditions, we had to pay homage to the district head of the community. It tells us a brief history of the community, which it says is older than the Federal Capital Territory itself.
Ido Sarki is an old settlement. We started, our forefathers started from the top hill called Kunku. So up to this time. But we first settled at Ido Maji. In 1948, we are under Juwak, Chiefdom. But it was coming the Federal Capital Territory. We were moved to Zuba. But later, in 2000, we moved back to our former Chiefdom. Njua, Chibdom.
The community is scared that their farmlands, the source of their livelihoods, may soon be taken over from them. Dissects is an irony of what a part of the Federal Capital Territory should look like.
We are facing a serious challenge because as you know, Dissects today, this our land has been allocated to army. So
Where we are now?
Allocated to the army. So without compensation. And it is the only way that our people are using the farming product, and when they sell it, they send their children to school. So now, our army did not pay even a single kobo to anybody. Upon all what we have been doing, seeking for help, is all abortive. So my challenge now is that I don't know how my people will get to their permanent destination. We are not against the development of Nigeria, but what we are seeking for, we seek compensation like other communities have been getting. We know we complain to army. They say that they are not the ones that do compensation. That is the work of the federal government. So my appeal now is that let the federal government look us with human eye and clear my people's tears, because no farm, no food. Some people will enter into another problem. So I don't want that thing to happen.
The population of this community is about 35,000. That is the estimate. And when you say about the army, in fact, they started this problem with us since 2009, and we are still battling with them. We want to court, we want to National Assembly, we want to even Senate President, we even want to the Vice President. But up to today, the matter is still lying down. And up to now, they are still continuing with their war. And up to today, nobody, nothing they have paid to any community. Other compensation or resettlement, there's nothing they done to us. We are still like that. We hope for government will do something. If government want to move us, where can government get enough land for us? That is a problem. Because when you go around the FCT, there is not any land, any vacant land. All the land are occupied. So what do we want government to do to us? They should do resettlement. They reset us here. Even though we don't have farm, we will do some business to survive. We will go to, our children are going to school. We need government to come to our aid to assist us.
Few boreholes in the community, but it is quite a distance for some fuel the reliance for water truck drivers called Meruas.
The borehole here you are seeing is an individual effort for the community. The one you are seeing there is a FCDA project, but it has become an white elephant project. Government is not doing anything again about it. We source water by ourselves. We wrote to government, but still now nothing has been done concerning the water. We are talking about this road. It's Abuja Municipal Area Council is their project, but you can see how the road is. For years now, look at how the water has destroyed everything. If it is rainy season, All the houses here, they are on stake. So we are pleading to government to come to our aid, to help us, because we can't do it without government.
In the face of these challenges, the people of Ido Serki still find reasons to smile and be happy. It was time to move to a community in the Gwagalada Area Council, Tugamaji. Tugamaji shares the same fate with Ido Serki.
It's been over 250 years since our forefathers lived here. Surprisingly, we woke up and saw the military in our communities asking us to leave, that the land belongs to them. They told us they have guns and uniforms and we cannot fight them. They have forcefully collected our lands and are threatening our lives if we do not leave our communities for them. We are frustrated here in our community. We cannot expand and our children cannot build their own houses and live in comfort because the military has prevented all that. Even the education of our children has stopped because our source of livelihood has been cut off. If we do not farm crops for commercial purposes, what would we sell in the markets? To raise money for the education of our children, this is our case here in Tugamaji. And to add injury to it, the military brought an invitation to me to honor the groundbreaking ceremony of their illegal activities in our communities. I turned it down.
They ought to have come through the FCT administration and through our paramount traditional rulers, as is the normal practice. The army resurfaced after some months and were harassing and intimidating us on our farm and also destroying our farm produce. They also at some point beat us up and forcefully ordered us to stop any further construction within our communities and were destroying any ongoing building structures. We have resolved to take our destiny into our hands and continue to engage them until the government comes up with a lasting solution to this inhuman treatment.
The Muhammadu Buhari cantonment, a residential accommodation for the Nigerian army, is sited close to the community. The people say their lands are being taken without proper compensation. Apart from the threat of ejection, Tugamaji is struggling to take things in their stride. Months after months of protests seem to be yielding little results.
After registering our grievances with National Assembly, public hearing was organized by the Senate Committee Chairman on Security. The hierarchy of the Nigerian Army was invited. The minister was there. Our members' House of Representatives representing us in FCT here were there. Our FCT senator was there, and including our chiefs. They were all there. And the Nigerian Army were made to prove why they are claiming this land. We also presented how we have been suffering. But as we all know, FCT minister is the custodian of Abuja land. He was asked by the senators, or let me say by the National Assembly, and he made it abundantly clear that this land has never been allocated to Nigerian Army. What I really want the government to do is that they should leave us here because we have nowhere to go. almost all the states in Nigeria are occupied. We are bona fide members of this community. We were born here, brought up here, as other people from the other states were born and brought up in their communities. So the government should quickly interfere and then talk to Nigeria. What we want is for them to quit from our land. Let the Nigerian army quit our land.
Far away from the city center is the Abuja Area Council. Some parts of the road leading into the hinterland are tarred, but others maintain the red earth with the dust.
Well, so far so good. I think we can do better than where we are today. We need a lot of commitment, a lot of resources so that we can move ahead. There are some of the major projects that need to be done within the satellite towns. That's what they call most of us here. And really, we need serious budgeting so that we can do a lot of things, because infrastructurally, honestly speaking, there are a lot of things need to be done. When you look at Abuja Area Council, it's far away from the city center. The infrastructural backwardness is very, very high. If every administration would invest seriously on the infrastructure, I'm sure we'll be higher than where we are today. There are pockets of achievement here and there when you talk about that in the within area council. But still, there are some projects that are greater than us. That means their financial, the commitment in the financial aspect of it is too high that the area council cannot manage based on what we have. So on that note, we are looking up to FCDA, FCT to come in to do the needful.
The pace of work on the Pandagi-Rimba-Ebaji road is very slow, affecting economic activities in about 5 communities along this route. The contract for the 10.2-kilometer road project was awarded in 2014, but residents along this area are still waiting. Other parts of the road have granite on them. For example, in the Pandagi community in Abuja Area Council, endless vehicles make their way through the community, so does the dust from the granite rise. Vigilantes here make roadblocks to protect and safeguard the lives of community members.
They have been constructing this road for over 4 to 5 years now. If they come, they do, they go, they can't leave. Waiting they happen, no. I bet they help us. May they help us talk to the contractor. The work is slow. Please.
Before the project commenced, the road was in a very good shape, where you will not see dust, or you will not find some of the stones or some of contractors, a vehicle and other things parked in the road, and the road is freely, everybody can move. But since when the work has commenced, some people have been finding it difficult, particularly like in the evening time. If you are to pass this very place, the dust is very high. And when this road has been completed, we benefited Rimba, Ibagi, Maogi, Pandagi, and even Abuja Township, because it will help the economic activities from this axis.
This signpost gives direction to the junior secondary school, Alu. And just by the end of the road is River Gurara, through which people and senior secondary school students are expected to cross over. This is the only link between Alu and 5 other communities to the Abuja Township. With an estimated population of about 7,000 to 8,000 people, here comes the only means of crossing, this blue rundown boat. It is the only one that serves the residents of these communities. For others, a walk in the river, clothes and shoes in hand, is the surest way of getting to the other side. How is it that persons are able to cope using just one boat with a population of about 8,000 people?
Here in this riverine area, we have 4 communities with a population of 8,000. It includes Maogi, it includes Mamagi, it includes Alu, and 1 other village. So they find it difficult to transfer their farming goods to Abuja market, and this has been affecting these people that do occupy this very area. it has been affected for quite numbers of years. Yes, this particular boat was donated by distinguished Senator Tanimu Phillips Aduda, and this is the only surviving boat among the boats that do carries peoples and their goods from their community cross down to Abuja Township during market days. And this boat, as a only surviving boat, cannot continue to be serving people for a particular numbers of time. So we are calling the attention of the government to do more in providing vote, but particularly if the government can assist to construct a bridge so that it will help the economic activities of this riverine area.
To cross this water every day to school. Sometimes as we are coming to school, canoe used to fall down inside water. If government cannot give us a bridge, they can give us more boat so that it can be easy to go to school with it.
Motorcycles are also loaded on this same boat for those interested in using them at the other side. We are now in the busy Kuje area, Council of Abuja, making our way through the 14-kilometer Kuje-Peggy Road of Torture. The road is in a deplorable state, an advantage for men of the underworld who creep into the community to abduct innocent residents. One can only imagine what residents of the communities along this route go through daily. So what's going to happen next? What's in the next chapter of the original inhabitants of Abuja? When will they enjoy the benefit of being in the Federal Capital Territory? The story just began.